Alright everybody, welcome back to today's video, and this is a continuation of last week's video where you guys were asking me to tackle the new Synchrons that are coming out in Duelist Nexus. And at the end of the video I mentioned that the build was very good. What we've managed to do with the hand looping is very good. The only problem I felt that I had with that build is the fact that we couldn't find a way to make a Hyper Librarian, because one of the strongest elements of Synchron is the ability to hyper synchro with Hyper Librarian. It makes putting in hand traps into our deck more advantageous, and it makes more sense because now we can draw into all the resources that we need. So even if our board gets broken, we've got the hand traps, we've got the traps or the spells, whatever you're playing, to still interact with your opponent. So with week 2, today's day 2, I've managed to find a way to put a librarian into the build. And the one thing I'll say is, I think what I was stuck on is I was trying to get Stardust Trail onto the board, like special summon it and then send it to the grave and then use it later the way we usually would to tribute to special it out again. I was too focused on that concept that I didn't see that it was actually quite easy to bring up the librarian and still combo off. So this is just a lesson to you guys that, you know, like, don't tunnel into one idea when you're trying to build something. When you're build something, look at what the problem is and try and address that first in the combo, and then try and resolve the combo afterwards. And then in that sense, it would make a little bit more sense. So let me just show you what I did. So same thing, Junk and Caligo. Doesn't matter what you start with, you're just gonna try and make Speeder effect. We'll get all our Synchrons. So this is what I'm trying to focus on with these videos. So it doesn't matter how you start, doesn't matter what you use. You can use Convert, you can use Doppel, you can use, I don't know, whatever new cards come out. The point is, this is where the combo will start for everyone. Up to this point, everything will probably be different regardless of how you sequence your combos, but from here, this is where the combo starts. So it will continue like normal. We will make or send Trail to the graveyard instead of you know, like I was trying to hold the Illumination hand to try and special trail, which is where I got tunnel vision. But what I'm going to do now is make Omega like normal. I'm going to send Trail to the grave, but I'm going to scrap that idea of special summoning it because I found a line a little bit better. So now we're going to make Omega. We're going to hand loop still, so Omega is going to rip 1. We're going to banish itself. We're going to make Junk Speeder a level 1, and we're going to use it with Stardust to make a Librarian here. And then we're going to use Stardust's effect as per normal. So we're going to Tribute Assault to special summon Stardust Synchron and Stardust Trail from the graveyard. What I will say here is the only downside to this build so far is we've tackled the problem of getting a librarian on board. It's still doing really well. The problem is, like, before these cards even come out, our original build that I'm still working on now, like that we still use right now, with that Kashtira Synchron that I've showed you my regional deck profile, we are able to make a Baron Omni Negate before we start sequencing our combos like this, so we know it's always protected. This doesn't have that, so that is the only downside that I can see to this version right now. But we've got the Hyper Librarian draws, which is a problem that I've managed to fix from the last time. So now we're going to use the Excel line to combo off. We're going to get Converter in hand, we're going to get a level 1 token, Excel effect to Stump and make it a level 1, and we're going to Shaman climb right now. And all the while this is happening, Librarian is just giving out draws. This is what we needed. Like, every time we synchro or combo off, we just want to keep accumulating those draws, and you'll see how many cards we draw. And now we're going to make a charge. We're going to draw 2 cards here. And now we're going to make Axel SD. Now you'll see where Axel SD is so broken. It's such a good card. And now we're going to use its effect again to bring our Stardust Dragon. Stardust and Shaman will ooh. Sorry about that. I flipped the screen. So we're here now. Stardust and Shaman will make Dispatter. Librarian will give us a draw, and it's a double draw, so if this were an actual like TCG format, please keep in mind that Hyper Librarian is mandatory, so when you special summon Stardust Dragon, you would get a draw then, and then a Dispatter Synchro summon, you get a draw again. But because Excel says you have to immediately after that Synchro summon, you'll only get the double draw after Dispatter hits the field. So just a nice thing to keep in mind there. And then the nice thing here is Assault Synchron can banish itself to special summon back Axel SD because it tributed itself for cost, which is really good. So now we've got an additional body to work with. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Revolution to special summon itself. So now here we've got a level 11 Synchro, right? You can go Psychic and Punisher if you want to, but it ends your combo here. However, what I've managed to do is we still got Illumination in Graveyard. So I'm going to banish Illumination, make this a level 9, 10, 11, 12. We can make a Crimson Dragon here. And now Crimson Dragon will search as our idol. And then obviously Librarian is always chain 1. This will search as the idol. Convert the effect, we're going to revive Axel Synchron. And there you go. And the draw. So I'm just going to set this just to make my hand a little easier because you saw how much we've drawn. So the idol is set, we've got that set for the next turn. Librarian is giving us our draws. Dispatter is going to revive Omega again, so we're fulfilling the hand loop. And there you go. So we are still ripping 2 cards. We are making a Baron Omni Negate. We've got a Dispatter interruption on our opponent's turn. We've got these 2, which you'll see what they're going to do on our opponent's turn now. And this is where this video differs from the last video. Look how much we've drawn. Now imagine if we were playing hand traps. We've got so many things to work with now. And while you're drawing, like I wasn't using the hand, but you could even use the hand to freestyle a combo that you want to fulfill. For example, we've got Yugioh, we've got Assault Synchron. There's so many things you could use. But yeah, let me just continue. You go to the end phase. I just discarded stuff from hand to make sure we have 6 in hand because we do tend to draw a lot. Your opponent draw phase, standby phase. We're going to activate idol. We're going to special summon Stardust Dragon. This will make Crimson Dragon live, activate its effect targeting Stardust Dragon. We're going to send this back to the extra deck and we're going to special summon a Crystal Ring. And bam! Now, this is much like the last video. We've got the Omni Negate, we've got the Monster Negate, we've got the Stardust Dragon interruption, we've got the Dispatter interruption. So it's pretty much the same like the last video. And we've set the opponent back 2 cards because now instead of opening with 6 cards, they're opening up with 4 cards. And now that's going to be very difficult for them to play. Difference is now is we've got the Librarian, which we drew, look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think I discarded 2 cards off of this. So roughly around 7 to 8 cards. That's very good. Now imagine we had Gravity Collapse in our hand. Imagine we had Anti-Spell in our hand. Imagine we had Ash Blossom. You see how powerful the Librarian is, and that's something I wanted to fulfill. But yeah, that's all I have to showcase to you guys today. I think I'm going to put a pause on the new Synchron stuff for now because Maze of Memories is out. We've got Axel SD, we've got Ready Set Duel. So I want to start I'll start testing my Kashtira Synchron build with the new cards and see what kind of combos I can create there because I am excited for those 2 cards. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. This is what is possible in the future for us after Duelist Nexus. So if you're excited, if you found this helpful, please like, comment, subscribe, join the Discord because we enjoy talking to each other there. And yeah, that's all from me today guys. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.